And the young man that you saw with no hands, that's one of my sons. He's from Afghanistan. When he was, he's, let me see how old, his name's Abdul, lives in Somerset now, he's married. He lost both hands in the war with Afghanistan had with Russia, where I picked up a toy bomb that was a toy, but it was a bomb, and blew off both his hands and one eye. And he came over to us back in, wow, a long time ago, 30 years, 25 years ago, and for some corrective surgery and to get a artificial eye and so forth. He didn't need any work done on his hands. He was a candidate for the first hand transplant in Louisville at a Jewish hospital, but because he had learned to use his nubs, and that's his nickname, now the kids call him nubs. It's not a, that's how kids are, you know, when growing up. Hey, nubs! And he can do anything with his nubs. He can write better than most people just by holding the pen between his stumps. He can clear the table. He can probably pick a dime up off the floor. And he works part-time at the restaurant. He used to work full-time, but he got married. He went back to Afghanistan on a visit about 5 years ago, and he got married. And he has a little boy, who's 4 years old, and it took all 4 of them years clearing paperwork and stuff to get his wife and his son over here. And they've been here since, I think, April of this year. And since then, he has moved to Somerset. He still works part-time at the cafe. He met some doctors in Somerset from the, excuse me, from the Middle East who took him under their wing, and providing a medical education for him. He's going to EKU right now.
Wonderful.
At the cost of these kind doctors putting him through medical school. His intentions at first, and I haven't heard that it's changed, was to be a pharmacist.
You know, this is so phenomenal. You got so many great stories. I mean, we could be here all day talking about the kids and the handicapped kids. You know, my families went through, and we've had a tour of the facility, and it's just phenomenal. It's amazing what you all are doing down there, especially with the children, the little babies. You know, their mothers are in prison or in jail or something like that, and you're all taking care of these kids and these handicapped kids. You know, a lot of stories where they've just threw these kids away. You all have stepped in and done your part.
Yeah, we've had a lot of children come through our doors. Of course, not all of them are can we adopt, of course, but I would guess since 1969, probably 1,200 children have come through our doors. We used to, before Sandy got sick, I would go to Honduras about 4 times a year for like 15 or 18 years, interviewing children who needed surgery for surgeries that they couldn't get in a third world country, and bring them to the States and find a medical facility that would help underwrite the cost of their surgery. A lot of it was through Shriners Hospital and St. Jude's in Memphis. And we brought in a lot of children from Honduras, Guatemala, Haiti, Nicaragua, El Salvador, Brazil, Mexico, but most of them from Honduras. And I would say 300 or 400 would be a conservative number that have come through, had surgery done, and then gone back home after they were ready to, which in some cases was 3 or 4 years. And we did end up adopting a few of the handicapped, the children that had been injured or not injured. Some were injuries, some were gunshots, and some were born with different kinds of deformities, club feet, and different things.
This takes such a love and such a commitment to this vision that you have had and you've kept throughout the years. A lot of people might not realize this. You've had lunch with the president, one of our former presidents, George Bush Sr., you know, and you've been on all these major talk shows. And why you do this is out of love. That's
the only reason we do it. We won in 1992 the President Bush's Point of Light Award, and we went to Washington to have that presentation of the award, and then we, of course, had lunch in the White House dining room with President Bush and Mrs. Bush. So we got to know them real good, and over the years, and we've been on Today Show a couple times, and a lot of different television shows, and right now we're getting back to donations. Our largest supporter, and he don't mind me saying this, for the last nearly 20 years is Charlie Daniels, country star Charlie Daniels, Uncle Charlie to the kids.
Wonderful.
And he's been our biggest individual supporter for a long time.